Credit card debt. Credit card debt is something nobody likes to have. It's amazing. Most Americans, I think the average amount of credit card debt is over $8,000, which is crazy to me. And I've seen some figures that say it's almost as high as $16,000 per American household. That is a crushing amount of debt. If you've got credit card debt like that, it's stressing you out. I know it is. That's the average. Some people don't have any. So you might have like $20,000 or more in credit card debt. And I know what that's like. In my 20s, I had $20,000 of credit card debt, paying 20% APR, and it was crushing my soul. And it was really depressing. I hit rock bottom a couple months. I had to actually pay my rent check by, writing cash advance checks from my credit cards. It was absolutely horrible and demoralizing. And it took me several years to actually pay off my credit cards. And if you want to get out of credit card debt, it's possible. You need to know that, but you have to apply discipline and you have to, go about things a smart way. Now, you'll find a lot of information online, a lot of videos, a lot of documentations on how to get out of credit card debt. But one of the key things that I think is super important and that goes against sometimes the traditional logic is not necessarily to pay off your high interest or high interest credit cards first. Because as humans, we really operate from emotions, not necessarily intellect. When I think I had like 7 credit cards that I had balances on. And I did all the usual tricks like doing balance transfer options and all that kind of good stuff. But what I did is I knew that I was in credit card debt really deep. And so I knew it was going to take a while for me to get out. And I said, okay, I need to feel like I'm going to have a win soon. So what I did is I started paying off my lowest balance credit cards first. And I think I had one credit card with like $700 on it from Best Buy or something. And so I tacked that one first, and within 2 or 3 months, I had that thing paid off. And it felt so good to go from 7 credit cards down to 6 credit cards. That was a huge win. Now, out of $20,000, that was a small amount, but I got rid of, 1 out of my 7 cards. And I used that psychological trick to kind of keep paying off my debt further. Obviously, like I said, I used the balance transfer options to get 0%, APR for a couple months when I switch balances. And you should do that. Be smart about that. That'll save you some money while you're going through the process of paying off your credit card debt. Once you get out of credit card debt, and credit card debt is really sucks. I mean, the high APRs just kill you every month. You got to make sure that you are not going back into credit card debt. If you spend money on your credit cards, you need to be able to pay off your credit card balance every month. Otherwise, you're going to get back into that cycle. And it's super critical while you're paying off debt and when you're out of debt to always live below your means. It's so easy for us today in today's consumeristic society to always want the newest gadgets, the newest clothes, the newest, whatever, and to want to go on vacations and do the things that we want to do. And credit cards and lines of credit, whether it's a home equity line of credit, wherever you get your credit lines from, it's a really attractive way to get access to the funds you don't have readily available to you right now. But it's extremely dangerous if you aren't able to pay it off in quick order, and it can really sink your long-term financial success if you're not careful about it. So make sure you do your best to pay off credit cards. And I really think that a good tactic is to use that psychological method of paying off your lowest balance one. First, you feel some psychological wins along that process. It's going to take you some time probably if you've got $8,000 or more in credit card debt to pay off. So I wish you all the best of luck in that. I know it's not easy, but just realize you can get out of there. It took me 3-4 years to get out of credit card debt and student loan debt, and it sucked. It took a long time to do that. It took a lot of discipline, but once I got out, I felt so free and so relieved. You're going to feel the same way once you get out of there. Once you get out of there, you need to start saving your money, build up an emergency fund and an opportunity fund so you can start investing and turning your financial life around. But I'll have other videos on that kind of stuff. First, I want to help you get out of credit card debt. So check out the resources that are online. Keep that in mind. Pay off the lowest balance one first. It's a psychological win for you. Till later, take care. Godspeed. See you around.